Okay, let's talk about investing. Have you ever felt like it's some kind of exclusive club that you just weren't invited to? You hear people talking about it, you know you should probably be doing it, but the whole thing just feels complicated. Well, we're going to try and fix that today.
Right? It seriously feels like everybody else got handed a secret rule book on day one, a book full of weird jargon and unwritten rules. It's like you're trying to join a conversation, but you've missed the first half and have no idea what anyone's talking about.
And if that sounds at all familiar, I promise you, you are in good company. That feeling is so common. But here's the thing. The secret to all of this, it is way less complicated than it's made out to be. So for the next few minutes, let's just agree to ignore all the noise, all the confusing jargon. We're going to focus on just 4 simple, fundamental truths that can honestly change your entire perspective on building wealth. All right, let's jump into truth number 1. This is probably the biggest, most important mindset shift you can make, and it's the bedrock for everything else. It's this. When you buy a stock, you are not buying a lottery ticket. You're becoming an owner. And you can really see the two mindsets here. On one side, you've got the gambler. They see the stock market as a big casino, They're just betting on squiggly lines going up or down. But on the other side, you have the owner. The owner understands that when they buy a stock, they are buying a tiny fractional piece of a real-life business. Your success is tied to that company's success. You're not just gambling, you're investing in something real.
Okay, so if you're an owner, how do you make sure you don't put all your eggs in one basket and pick the wrong company? I mean, trying to find the next Apple or Google is, well, it's pretty much impossible. And that is exactly where our second truth comes in. You can basically put your diversification on autopilot.
And the magic tool for this is something called a mutual fund. The best way to think about it is like a prepackaged basket of goods. Instead of going to the store and trying to pick out the single best apple, you just buy one basket that already has hundreds of different fruits in it. It's a whole portfolio already built and managed for you. And it really is this simple. You make one purchase, you buy one fund. That one fund, in turn, owns tiny slices of hundreds of different companies. So boom, your risk is instantly spread out. If one of those companies has a terrible year, it's not going to sink your entire ship. It is by far the easiest way to get started with a properly diversified portfolio. Now for truth number 3. And this one might actually surprise you because we live in a world that always seems to reward complexity, right? But it turns out when it comes to investing, simple isn't just easier. It's often way more powerful. I absolutely love this quote from John Bogle, the guy who founded Vanguard. It just perfectly sums up this whole idea. He's saying, stop wasting your energy trying to find that one magic stock, the needle in a giant haystack of thousands. What's the smarter move? Just buy the whole haystack. And that is exactly what an index fund does. It's a special kind of mutual fund that doesn't even try to pick winners. It just buys every single stock in a market index, like the S&P 500. And because there's no high-paid manager making guesses, the fees are incredibly low. Now get this, studies have shown that over long periods, like 15 years, over 90% of the so-called expert fund managers fail to beat a simple, boring index fund. Turns out, just buying the haystack is a winning strategy. Okay, on to our final truth. This is all about the single most powerful weapon in your entire investing arsenal. And the best part is, every single one of us already has it. And spoiler alert, it has nothing to do with how much money you start with. Your number one asset is, without a doubt, time. Seriously, more than having a big pile of cash to start, more than being some kind of financial genius, the amount of time you give your money to grow is the single biggest factor in your success. And the reason time is so powerful all comes down to one magical word: compounding. This is the process where your investments earn a return, and then those returns start earning their own returns. It's a slow burn at first, but over time it becomes this incredible, unstoppable snowball of wealth. Just look at this chart. In those first few years, the growth seems kind of meh, but then look at what happens between year 15 and year 30. The growth goes completely vertical. That's because all that earlier growth is now doing the heavy lifting, and the whole thing just takes off. That is compounding in action. And it's why starting at age 25 versus 35 can literally mean hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time you retire. So there you have it. We've just covered 4 big ideas that can take investing from this scary, intimidating thing to something that's actually achievable. It's not about being a gambler. It's about being an owner. So let's just quickly recap. First, shift your mindset. You're an owner, not a gambler.
Second, you don't have to pick stocks. You can diversify instantly with mutual funds. Third, simple is powerful. Low-cost index funds are your friend. And last but not least, your greatest superpower is time, because that's what unleashes the magic of compounding. See? Investing isn't about being a Wall Street wizard. It's about understanding these core ideas and then letting time and consistency do the work for you. So that leaves us with just one final question. It doesn't have to be some huge, life-changing move. Just think about it. What is one small step you can take, maybe even this week, to start putting your money to work?